This is Margaret Ann Windsor, kidnapped from Buckingham Palace in 1941, brought to the United States and put in Moulton, Alabama in a pigsty, and my name stolen and the name given to me was Peggy Ann Dempsey, and I married a Childers. Peggy was a twin to Carl. Both twins were dead, killed by their mother, who they were born out of wedlock. I was born in 39, brought there in 41, and grew up being told that I was illegitimate. It was a pigsty, the torture that went on there. The hostage money, I wonder how much over my years has been paid to the United States and to the Jews. And then you get into South Africa. My kidnapping made a lot of people happy. South Africa belongs to the United States now, too. My question here, without going any further, I put videos on. I have Facebooked. I have, since I started finding out about mind control murders, which I'm sure this is, and I'm sure this man wouldn't want his legacy to be that he had a needle in his arm for heroin. He's a product, I am pretty sure, of mind control. But I want to go back to my kidnapping. I wrote about mind control, and I found out about my kidnapping in the winter of '83. I'd been in a political campaign to replace Larry McDonald, a U.S. congressman, and a book I'd written on MD, A License to Kill. Well, instead of they almost kill me again, it's been an ongoing thing. I had a letter from the U.S. Attorney, June of 23rd of 79, of national security involved, ongoing investigation. So April the 1st of 80, I had antifreeze put in it, so the book was never published. I don't think it really was meant to be. I found out about my kidnapping, was flown to Larry Flint's in '83 during the campaign to replace Larry McDonald, by the way. And I started finding out later about my kidnapping. Now here, I've told about mind control murders that are done in patterns. These have been deliberately done in patterns because mind control is invisible. So how do you prove it? Except your psychiatrist, they've got to know the difference, or they shouldn't be in the business, all right? Mind control has nothing to do with mental illness. Mental illness has taken the fall for mind control, which is a weapon. I wanted to tune to this because of my kidnapping, and this is why this has been done to me in plain sight in this country. This is the art that the United States sold. Look at them. They're going to hand it back to, it was stolen by the Nazis, and here they went into England and rescued England. That's the way they would tell it. Here's CLOONEY, and he's telling about George Clooney, art history unearthed in Monuments Men. He's made a movie talking about the biggest theft going. They leave out the part about they kidnapped a monarch, me, Victoria II, 2-year-old baby, and brought me to this country to a pigsty. NASA was built 40 miles away from where they took me. So you can get the gist of what happened there, what all a hostage brings. I've been a hostage all my life upon. They installed, this is the part the United States leaves out. They don't show me there. They show them the lies they tell about me. Let's turn it over here, if you can see it also. Clooney says the story is unbelievable. Well, you got it. What you've done to me is quite unbelievable. The one that you don't show. Here they're showing Adolf Hitler and the Nazis were responsible for the theft of 20 million works of art and artifacts. that the monument men teams were able to return some of 5 million, etc., etc. Well, I've been telling about my kidnapping since I found out, and the media knew about it before I ever did. I knew something was wrong. I knew I lived in hell. My father's King Edward VIII. He was married to my mom, Claudia Ruth O'Keefe. And by the way, since you're so interested in art, Mr. Clooney and Tom Hanks and all you people, Tom Hanks and the memorial next door in Bedford where you had me watching you celebrate my demise there. Georgia O'Keeffe's my aunt. I'm sure you've heard of her art. She's my aunt. Her sister married King Edward VIII. You've never heard of that? Maybe you haven't heard of a lot of stuff that you should check up on, or maybe you just don't care. And I think that's the better word for it. I've lived in hell here and supported my country, and the Germans have supported your NASA, just about everything that come into your country. There's different ways of the hostages used as a pawn. You didn't go in to save Great Britain. You went in to install your own monarch. By the way, Mr. Hanks, you had a dinner with Elizabeth, the false queen. Well, I'm over, I think that was the same time in July the 1st of 11th, I was put in a HUD. Glad to get it. Made a pauper out of me. Elizabeth's having luncheon with you, or a dinner, excuse me, spending my money, and you failed to tell about kidnapping the real monarch, Victoria II. That'd be me, and the torture and ongoing hell you did to my sons, Mark and Scott, to me. I don't see any of this spread across the media. The Rockefellers and Rothschilds, the people, and the Kennedys, they kidnapped me and brought me over here and installed their own monarch, Elizabeth II. Illegal. So you didn't go in. You're making heroes out of yourselves to justify what you did. You went in and you installed Elizabeth and Uncle George, who became the illegal George VI. You took out my father, who was married to my mom. A double was used to marry Wallace Warfield Simpson. 99-year seal put on the takedown of my country in the installation of your own monarch with your best interests at heart. And no, you didn't go in there to save us. You went in there to take it all over. It wasn't enough that you took the United States from us, the colonies. You remember that, don't you? You had to kidnap the monarch and put your own in. And you had to bring me over here to Moulton, Alabama, and all points in between, you have tortured me and my sons. Now that I don't see you out telling the truth about me, because that would undo all your heroic efforts to make you heroes, let me put it that way. Truth you don't want told. It is so hard. I'm 75 years old. I have lived in hell while I've been made a pauper. I have been tortured in ways that are unbelievable. While Elizabeth was celebrated using my money, a traitor to Great Britain, and you pretend you're the good guys and you come in as a savior and saved us. Illegal treaties were signed by George, and I don't know what all Elizabeth signed, but allowed the United States to put its military bases on everything British and use it as a launching pad to take over the world. How strange it is all these other people are just criminals, and you got to go in there and pretend that they're after you. Maybe you're the paranoid one, America. And to believe in such a myth is bordering on crazy. You let my father be taken down, and you have to, a 99-year seal on it. Any fool would ask a question. So where are all your journalists? Why a 99-year seal? So many